And next up comes the involved part, which is actually putting the troll makeup on. Now, for my hands and stuff, I shaved up to like middle of my wrist, but it seems to go over the hair nicely. I've got kind of a hairy Mediterranean face. Can't really see it in the video because of shitty quality, but it actually goes on really nicely. And with Wolfies, you only need a little bit of water. It's too much and it goes up the sponge and then it messes everything up. So, a little bit in the black. Bring it over here. And mix to consistency. I didn't buy the gray because the gray they had in store was like this metallic powder gray. And they're like, oh yeah, this is the gray. I'm like, that doesn't look like gray. That looks like shiny white. It'd be great for if I was doing a Kanye cosplay, let's be real. But I'm Vriska today. So, this is the boring part. I wish I had some music to play, but I don't. And sadly, I can't even see myself without my glasses on. Wish I had contacts. I might speed this up if I can figure out how. How heavy it goes on, even when it doesn't look it. And then what I do after I apply the first coat is I go in and all the places where my skin's still showing through and cover it up. Now Wolfies doesn't require any kind of sealing at all, but the problem with it is that it comes off immediately in contact with water. And one of the things about my job is that people like to buy sweating cartons of milk. So I'm going to be testing something that's supposed to seal makeup on it. See if it goes well. Otherwise, I just got to be careful about what I touch, which I'm not very good at. I touch bad things. One interesting thing about this is you can easily cover up any mistakes with your regular makeup once you have it on, but just by sopping more paint on top of it. I screwed up with the eyeshadow pretty early on, and I was just like, I'll layer some more paint on top of it. It'll look fine. And it did. And I do cover my lips for reasons. To make sure to show how incredibly cover up it does. Like, camera itself, I look pretty much white. Bring my hand so much closer. Don't be blind, kids. Wear your glasses, wear your contacts. Now, some other ones, there are certain colors on their website that they say you should not apply near the eyes. These two are not on that list. Don't take my word for it though. If something goes wrong with your skin or your eyes, it gets irritated, don't leave it on, take it off because that's bad. I know we like to harm ourselves for our art, but it's not worth losing your sight over. Know what I mean? You know what I mean.
It's 1:30.
Okay. And the problem with my hair, I don't have a hairnet. I've never been able to keep hair off my face because I've got all these little short hairs right around my hairline that my glasses like to yank out constantly. But this comes off so easily with just a little bit of water that if you get it anywhere you don't want it to be, it's not a problem. Just kind of wet something, dab it off, you'll be good. Like, it's really one of the easiest makeups I've ever had to put on because I used to do face painting when I was younger. This stuff is so good. And it was cheap too. It's 2 little palettes that have lasted me 2 makeup applications so far without even looking like they've been that used. $12 a little palette. So $25 in total. Which is actually, they're cheaper separate than they are to buy the one large gray. The gray was $30. I don't know who priced those things. They're dumb. I don't like them. And unfortunately, I can't see my neck. I'm that blind. Okay. So anywhere it looks thin, just dab a little bit more over it. And the patting motion I'm doing is actually a bit better for applying it than the smearing motion. It takes anything that's wet, drags it over the paint and pulls it off again. So it looks a little weird without me having any makeup on. But once I do the rest of it, it should look just fine. not painting my ears. There's a reason for that. I'm not doing prosthetics either. I'm bad with prosthetics. Tried to do fangs this year. They don't stick to my teeth. Okay, it gets on your fingers too, but it's good because it doesn't come off. Okay, part 2.